We can officially say Chris Fluck Podcast is live. First episode 26, at least on my end. Frank had one rolling back in the day.
I had some issues though.
About 5 weeks ago. Fiegel hooked it up big time.
No, he did not. But
we got a lot of topics right here. I'm trying to keep Frank on his toes with the podcast. So that's why I'm hitting him with this. I got written down on his notes that I sent him. Big mofos / Darwinism. He thought it said dwarfism, so he really doesn't have a clue where we're going with this one. I'm at the...
I was prepared, though, for dwarfism, so it's good. It's good.
Saucon Valley Farmers Market. A couple weeks ago, you were traveling. Which we got to get to traveling.
California.
We didn't even write that down here. So this guy's like 6'4", 270 pounds. I got to thinking, standing here, just a big guy in general. Probably never played a sport or worked out. But he... I'm getting some messages over there. I wonder what they're saying. Probably tell me to rotate my phone.
No, I think you're good.
So anyway, this guy's huge.
No, it's just people watching, bro.
And this guy's a monster.
Throw him a couple of those, start clicking on that like button. Hearts, throw him some hearts.
Yeah, to get some
all
hearts.
All kinds of crap.
This guy's huge, and I'm wondering to myself, we talked about Charles Darwin before, survival of the fittest, stuff of that nature. When are the big dudes just to start overpowering people and getting rid of all the small people? Selective breeding type situation. You talk about your buddy Bjorn.
But is it better to be that big?
What's your Iceland guy's name? The world's strongest man?
Bjorn Halfthorn.
What's his, the mountain?
Thor.
The guy from
Thor
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he's a beast. He's 6'9", 390 with a six-pack, bro.
Why are they so huge in that country?
I don't think they are. I think he's just huge. Because the people he trains with are not that huge. His dad's tall, but not yoked. His dad's like 6'8", because Mom climbed his dad, but not him.
6'8"?
He's like tall and like lanky, but not like...
I'm barely 5'8".
Thor's thick, dude.
How tall is he?
6'9". Brian Shaw's 6'8".
All right.
430.
So your estimation...
460 last time.
The big guys aren't taking over the world anytime soon.
You know what I'm worried about the big... I don't think so. But is it better to be that big? I feel like your longevity is not that good.
And I had this talk. She's a nurse. No, she's a physician's assistant, I believe. Talked about BMI.
Yeah.
And I'm borderline overweight.
I just said mine too.
No, I'm overweight, borderline obese.
I'm obese.
Is my frame, am I not supposed to weigh what I weigh? Is that the whole point of BMI?
What's BMI based? It's just height and weight, but I mean, what was that? Is it based on longevity?
Well, I'm just saying, like, should I not weigh what I weigh? Is it harmful to have...
I mean, if you want to be, like, scrawny, I would...
Because I'm pushing, like,
drop down.
185, 190. I should weigh, like, 165, 170.
Looking better than ever.
Well, that doesn't matter if I'm dead prematurely because...
You think you actually die early
from
20 extra pounds of muscle?
No, at first I would say
You're probably likely to live longer because you're not going to fall and bust a hip and get infected and move to your heart and brain and be a dead man.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know?
But that's what got me thinking. I feel like
What's your body fat?
I don't know.
That's probably a better indicator in general, right? Because you need to be in a healthy range. Not that you want to be too low either.
What if you're 320 pounds with 6% body fat? Is that healthy?
You're all juiced good question.
Up, you know? It's like, how much can our bones...
Chris Bell doesn't think juice is that dangerous.
Well, how much can our bones and our frames handle?
I think it's
if I weighed 100 pounds more at
right?
5'7", that would be an issue, I think.
Yeah, but if you had an extra 1.5 feet, then you don't think it's as big of a deal?
Correct.
I think you're right.
But, yeah, anyway.
So, Franco Columbu.
R.I.P.
Legend.
Legend in the game, for sure.
But his frame with that much weight is different than Arnold's frame with that much weight.
Yeah. He's a beast, man.
There's just so many other variables because he died. Arnold's still kicking.
Because you would tell people, like, I'm just questioning what I tell people, like, oh, whatever, I'm borderline obese, BMI, whatever, you got some muscle, you might weigh more than other people, but maybe BMI is BMI for a reason. Maybe it's not just about the sedentary individual. I'm just questioning
I think it's based mostly on sedentary individuals.
I'm just questioning my thought process here,
I wouldn't.
All right. No, you should.
No, I mean, I think you should, but I don't think about this. I don't think it's going to get in the right position.
All right, I'll agree with that. Speaking of BMIs, we had a couple BMI face-off this week.
We had a few youngsters.
Scrawniest kid in the gym award.
Well, out of 3.
Yeah, there's only 3 people here.
Well,
there's some skinny, thin kids out there, man.
A lot of physical activity.
They play sports but
don't eat like birds.
The frames.
Yeah, their wrists.
You're talking
elbows. Like even
density?
joint size. Like just joint size.
I don't know what to do about it. It's hard.
They're hard gainers for sure.
Checked out that one book.
What'd you call it? We talked about that the other week. What was that? Ectomorphs for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you tell somebody that wants to gain weight? Eat more?
Oh yeah, And the right things.
Dan John says...
Did you watch the video I sent you yesterday?
No.
Negative. Stand efforting.
I'll get to it this weekend, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, today, tonight.
You'll catch up tomorrow.
You know.
It's long, a little long. It's
I'll
like 18 minutes. Talk about it.
It's only 18 minutes, okay.
It's not that long.
More fiber, Dan John's recommendation. More protein, more fiber, more fish oil.
Math's made simple.
Yeah.
And high rep back squats.
That probably helps too.
Is it a rumor about squatting and testosterone?
A rumor?
Yeah, like, is that just hearsay? You remember
What
when
do you
people
mean?
used to say if you would squat more, you would have higher levels of testosterone?
Probably, because there's like huge muscles in the lower body, right?
So deadlifts would do the same thing?
I think so. Why wouldn't it?
What about leg press?
No.
I
It would not.
either.
No.
Because it's not systemic,
I'll
right?
take a stand right there.
Yeah. Would you say leg press is for lazy people?
No.
Shots not fired.
No, I'm not firing shots on that. You ever see the legs on some people, the leg press?
Thick.
Frank Zane? Oh, yeah, we don't know. Franco Colombo? Do you think he got on the leg press or no? They did 90
What's my boy that
degree.
used to do the high rep squats? The blonde dude? He goes
Cutler?
nuts. He's still going nuts. No.
Jay Cutler?
Old school.
Oh.
What's his name?
Yeah, is it Dave Draper?
No, but
Dave
he was
Draper
big on high rep squats
Schwarzenegger's
too.
boy. Yeah, but they were jacked.
Frank Zane leg press because his levers are wrong though.
Frank Zane
If you
was the
have
guy
shorter
that
legs
said
and a
had the
bigger
best
torso, you
physique.
should squat for big legs.
Greatest physique of all time, Frank Zane. Franco Colombo is the little guy, right? That's what
Frank
you mean.
Columbu's a little guy. He was deadlifting cars,
Zane was like another
carrying a
lightweight.
fridge towards knee up.
Yep. The
More
blonde,
strongman.
the blonde guy that was bald.
No,
That
yeah,
was
he
part
still
of
has hair,
Pumping
dude.
Iron. I don't know, man.
I'll come up with it. I can't believe.
From Schwarzenegger's era?
Yeah, most of the legendary legs ever, probably.
Because I know they called Dave Draper the blonde bomber, but that's not who you're talking about.
I'm gonna feel like an idiot when I come up with his name.
It's not that Platts guy, is it?
Yeah, Tom Platts.
Or whatever?
Yeah, he was huge on high rep squats, right?
Platts, quads.
He would only do it every 2 to 3 weeks because he said it was such a big hit on his central nervous system. But it would take sets to like 20 to 30. Like
Says he
I'm talking
still-
about like
So 19. This is
There's a legend I
2017. He turned 62, still squatting.
yeah, he's looking good too.
They called him the Quad Father.
Yeah,
That's a great nickname, man. I
This
wish-
dude he's a savage though. But he has YouTube videos of him like training other people, and it's like they're pretty interesting to watch. He's
So is
he's definitely a
Platts-
high energy guy.
Holy crap! He's a pretty thick guy. Jesus,
He's big for sure, bro.
look at that.
But that's systemic growth if you're squatting all the time.
So
Like you're
he's-
gonna get
dude,
bigger
You
everywhere.
were saying the leg press. Are you lazy? Tom Platts is on the hack squat.
Oh yeah, it's
You
a
wouldn't
different
tell-
animal, bro.
You would, what the hack squat is that much superior?
Oh yeah.
No, it's not. So we were talking about that 90-degree leg press. You ever see Sergio Oliva? That's the guy that beat Schwarzenegger.
90's the one your dad had, like on his back.
Yeah, you sent me that picture the
So
other day.
I've actually never used one of those.
I
The
didn't-
45-degree leg extension I've had some experience with.
My
Used to do crazy 8s, drop sets, 8 at every single weight from the way whole day down, like 10 sets.
This is the guy that dethroned Sergio Oliva, man. He took out Schwarzenegger. Anyway, his son trains with Platts.
Yeah,
We're getting off track.
makes sense.
The Quad Father. I would train with him too. Dude, bodybuilding's awesome. Not the current era. I like those old stories.
Well, it's something to come up. Did you watch Generation Iron? Any of them?
No, should I?
Yeah, check them out.
This weekend, I got about 20 hours
I
by
would have watched.
myself.
I would have watched the first one and see how it goes.
Who's in it?
It's different bodybuilders each time. Like one has Oatmeal's boy, Rich Piana. Okay, all different people.
What does he
Like
do,
up and
Rich
coming
Piana?
people. He's dead.
No, I mean like,
R.I.P.,
was he
bro.
anything? Or was he just a YouTube figure?
More of a YouTube figure. I think he started with competitive
He's like that
bodybuilding
dude,
and didn't do
who's
really
the guy
well.
That yells, who's got the bandana down over his eye? What's that
Frank.
guy's name?
Richard Frank or something?
Yeah,
Robert Frank.
Robert Frank.
Robert Frank, yeah.
You think he's better bodybuilder than Robert Frank?
I don't really know. He didn't really. I think he started out in the bodybuilding career and then just built this massive. Like he's just a massive influencer.
Did Robert Frank? Did he end up storming Area 51 today?
I would
Is that
assume
today?
so.
Today's the day. I think.
Today's the day it was supposed to go down. It got moved back supposedly.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
what someone
fake
I was
news?
told yesterday.
Fake news by the government
There's a
to
lot
slow
of
us
fake
down?
running around. There's a lot of fake news running around. A lot of fake news.
That's a shame if they're not storming it right now as we speak.
Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens?
Come on.
We talked about this.
I know. You said yeah. No, you said no.
Did I?
I said yeah. I was trying to get people on board with this thing.
I pretty much say the opposite of what everybody says. Just to create,
Just to be
create
antagonized
conversation.
situations.
Yeah. Just to keep the conversations lively around here. You know, if everybody's in agreement. See, I just read about this, man. The guy that took down Enron? No, Bernie Madoff. This freaking Harry Markopolis is his name, I believe. Talking with strangers. Malcolm Gladwell, you got to buy it. It's an awesome book. This guy said that for 10 years he was like Madoff is a scam artist. This guy was a math like whiz. He was like 11 years in the Army Reserves. Long story short, he pretty much doubts everything. He says math is the answer to everything. And Gladwell's like, if everybody was like this guy, our conversations would be awful because everybody would be doubting the other person. You would say something, I would never believe it. I would say something back, you would never believe it. They would never believe it. The part of that book is about we as humans default to truth.
Never developed culture.
So if you tell me something, my human nature is to believe you. Like we default to truth all the time, but not this guy. So you need some of those people out there that are going to challenge
He's very
people.
skeptical.
Yeah. But anyway, interesting thought, right? That's what I'm trying to do.
I feel like I'm a skeptic a lot. Are you a skeptic a lot?
Yeah, unfortunately, you run into those conversations and where nobody
anywhere.
gives ground. And you challenge a thought, they challenge your thought back, and it's like, all right, well, this conversation sucks. We're never going to get anywhere on this, but so you got to give some ground, I guess, too. But now the book it's cool because that's what that.
You at least got to give it a shot, like a chance.
It's like
how much
BS. So like they talked about some bad stuff in that chapter, like the Sandusky thing in the Michigan State doctor.
Athletic trainer.
The doctor that was with the gymnast girls. And it's like how many. Like, when do you draw the line and say, like, enough is enough? Like, you hear something, like, all of these instances, they've heard rumors, they heard rumblings, but none of them were enough to act on it. You know,
and all the people that were actually affected, like,
it took them to find 30,000 documents on this Michigan State
before it actually went down.
It took people supported him.
Well, what is that based on? That's more legacy, though, right?
Treated like
if he was a nobody, wouldn't that be? You would think it would come out quicker.
They were just believing that he was going. This is the guy that's going to get my daughter or my son.
My
daughter healed up so she could compete again. The parents were in the room while the doctor did stuff to girls.
That's even more weird.
Working on the pelvic floor. He did it in front of their parents. Not all of it. Anyway, they didn't even know that until I read this book.
Was there any necessity to work on the pelvic floor at all?
I guess, yeah. Bad backs, back pain, pelvic floor, massaging muscles in the pelvic region.
But it still went too far past a medical professional with parents in the room?
Yes.
And they were
They were blocked from vision, but they were in the same room. The girls thought they were getting treated.
That's interesting.
And it happened to other girls, so they were just kind of like,
this is normal.
Like, is this what the treatment is? Like, yeah. Totally weird. But anyway, how the hell do we get on that?
Malcolm Gladwell.
Enough is enough. Harry Markopolis, Bernie Madoff, being a skeptic. Do I believe in aliens? I would define alien like the people we see on TV, or
not like illegal immigrants,
like somebody else. No, like that stupid.
It doesn't have to be a green little dude running around. I'm saying it could be any life form that we don't know. I mean, it could be. It doesn't have to be typecasted. Like Hollywood generates a lot of our opinion on what things actually look like in our head. Like,
yeah,
you know,
it's bullcrap.
I just feel like there's definitely some UFO action and people like have had experiences that are hard to disclaim, I guess.
Well, they're fine.
Some are more realistic than others. I think everybody wants attention. So I would say a high percentage of the people that are saying they've had interaction or have had these sightings are not. They're lying. But I would say some of them are probably true. I believe. I'm a believer.
What about, we're finding new species in the Homo family?
Yeah.
Like they found those little guys.
Well, there's like thousands of species discovered every year, though, aren't there?
Yeah, but like, no, I mean like a whole, like there's Homo sapiens. They found this, I don't know how to say the first part, so I'm just going to say Homo. The Flores man. They found these little guys that look like, what's that movie? This guy's 3'7", the Hobbit. They found these Hobbit-like things in 2004. So they found a whole, like Homo
They were
sapien,
still existing, right?
Homo erectus. No, they found a new, I don't know what the right term is.
But this isn't the people that
so you know
rich English people used to hunt?
No, this is, there was Neanderthals, there was Homo sapiens.
Homo erectus.
Yeah. They didn't even know this existed until they found this in 2004. They didn't know these little people, this species of 3'7" people.
But not the bones. The people still exist.
They didn't know that they existed until they found the bones.
Okay, so they're not here anymore.
100,000 years ago.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Ranging, from 50,000 to 190,000 years ago. Like, they just stumbled upon this.
Well, this just proves your point from the beginning of this conversation that Darwinism, bro. Bigger people survive.
Maybe that's it. Are we bringing it back?
These three
going full
circle. Unintentionally, but yeah.
Dang, bro. Thanks for bringing that in.
But think how much better they'd be getting, like crawling through caves and stuff. I was thinking about that when I was going
They
through
might have
caves.
got, they were on this island. Maybe something happened.
Catastrophic event we're talking
Indonesian
about.
island of Flores in 2003. Man. So
The island would be hard, though, if you couldn't get off the island. Like, if that
happened
specific
to species
environment
that happened
went south, like, what do do?
Dude, oh man, I don't even remember.
It's hard
the
to
story.
flee.
I don't know if it was an
Mainland, you can
like
cruise.
an animal species that got decimated, or like a situation like this, where they just kind of got stuck, like on an island, and that was it. It was I think it was a hunter-gatherer. Like
It wasn't Easter Island?
I'm not sure. What is that? What's that story?
What's the one? What's the one that's Oh man,
Isn't this where what's his name was? Darwin, or no?
I hope so. I love everything about
I
Darwin.
read that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But it was once like a lush environment for people to live, and then it's basically uninhabitable currently.
With the little people? Or this one?
This one might be the wrong.
Yeah. I'm not
Is
sure.
Easter Island the one with all the? Oh man, sorry. I don't want to bring this up right now because we would have to
we
read a
got
lot
to
of
research,
information.
man. I'll look into
Get back
that
to the
too.
point. Get back to the point.
I'm watching Frank's 18-minute video.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to watch what else?
Generation Iron,
And then look up Easter Island.
Easter Island.
And then find the species of people that just got stuck on an island and died. Jesus, I got a busy weekend. Dave Chappelle, man, was talking about watching stuff. You check out Chappelle's
I
Sticks
finally did. You convinced
and
me. I don't
Stones?
know if I would have done it if you didn't tell me to do it.
I was a little bit on the fence about it. He hits a couple topics that are controversial.
Do
Some
you think
might
he
say.
does that on purpose?
Yeah, it's comedy.
I mean, he brings up-
Dude, if you look up the
brings
reviews,
up-
I'm like, am I so out of touch with what's going on in the world these days? Because it wasn't the best thing I ever saw, but he's like getting bashed for stuff, and I'm like, he's a freaking comic. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, why-
It's Dave Chappelle. You clicked on his special. He's been pretty outlandish since day one. Isn't that part of the reason he walked away from the Chappelle show? It's because he was
He's
just
trying to
getting...
control his content and shit.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't want it.
Yeah.
Well, his first episode, he was a black white supremacist. I
Yeah,
think
but that's what I'm
episode
saying.
one.
So you watch that episode, you're pretty much accepting, it's going to go to situations like that.
I don't get it. It's like you got to get rid of comedy, apparently.
Yeah, but I love comedy. It's good to laugh. I feel like it's good medicine.
I just don't get it, man. People need to chill out and lighten up and enjoy something, I think.
I agree.
Even if it's
not take it so
Chappelle.
serious. Don't be personally offended by these things.
Because what was he
It's
talking
all
Well,
comics,
he's talking about crazy stuff.
Yeah.
LG, whatever he was saying.
LGBT, transsexual stuff.
He had a Q in there that who
I
did
didn't
he
even-
say didn't like him?
I thought trans people didn't
Tease.
like him.
Yeah.
Tease.
He was talking about Michael Jackson, R. Kelly,
Yeah, he's bringing them all up.
guns,
Guns.
school shootings,
School shootings.
abortion.
I mean, they're all hot button topics. So
Polarizing, some might say.
that for sure.
Yeah. Craziness.
Did you laugh?
Yeah, I did. It was funny.
I laughed
Because
at
it's
a few
comedy,
parts, yeah.
man. Yeah, obviously, if some guy just came up to me and said something about being a pedophile, I'd be like,
Yeah, it'd be a different scenario,
No,
but
it's
you're going into it with
context.
that mindset.
yeah, and it's like the environment he's in, he's getting laughs, he's feeling the room, and he's cracking jokes.
Yeah. It's weird to see him the aging process.
Yeah.
Like I remember him so young.
Yeah. He's dead. Yeah, I mean, he's been around for a while. Remember, did you ever see the movie Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence?
Yes.
Dude, that was one of
The
my
cop movie?
favorites. Yeah, Chappelle, young Chappelle's in that. Who was that? It was one of the Wilson brothers, Owen Wilson or Luke Wilson, the black-haired one.
The
Luke-
black hair is Luke.
Yeah, he was like, him and Martin Lawrence. At the end, he's they're on the Mexican border. He's like, Martin Lawrence is like, I'm a federale. And he's like, what? Oh man, that was great. I gotta watch that again. What about Bad Boys 2? You
Cut out
that
the other
movie
stuff
too?
we just talked about.
Yeah,
Watch that too.
So
Bad Boys 1 and 2 I was pretty high on.
I like 2 a lot better, but I
Really?
saw it a lot more than 1. Maybe that's the reason.
Will Smith was good, man.
What about? So we already got the scrawny kids figured out. You want to go with?
More food.
You want to go with time of year? Now we got football kicking off.
Thank God. Kicking off. We're
broke
in full
down.
swing, baby.
We broke down
going
Frank's-
into 0 and
Frank's
2
fantasy team.
0 and 2. God.
Dude, the first week I had
Lost
the
by
worst,
very minimal, though.
I had the lowest amount of points in the league,
Ooh.
but I bounced back. Got a win last week. My team's awful. I don't
That
know
was a
the
big
running back.
W.
You know who's killing me is Deontay Freeman, man.
Yeah.
He's a bust so far, but he could
I
let
thought you
me
were
up
calling
this
him a
week.
bum.
No, Mike Evans too. If you're watching, give me something.
It's not Mike Evans' fault. Receivers are so dependent on the quarterback.
The other dude is killing
Jameis
it.
Winston is not.
The other dude's killing it.
Not
Chris
the man.
Godwin?
Oh, really? Oh yeah,
He has
yeah.
100 yards in the first
That's the kid from Penn State, right?
I think
Burner,
so.
straight burner.
Yeah, so I got to start wheeling. I'm wheeling and
How's
dealing.
Mike Evans not putting up numbers in?
He's just not getting the ball, I guess. I don't know.
They got that dirty tight end too, right? O.J. Howard. I haven't watched much football,
I
man.
don't think he's good. Me either, but I got
What?
NFL Mobile. He's not
He's
good.
a freak.
I don't know. I don't think
I
he's
got
that
rid of
good.
the ticket. Like I've been watching very bare minimum football.
I got
Which makes it very hard for
NFL
fantasy.
Mobile, which is like you could watch replays of all the games.
Let's see
O.J.
what
Howard.
after. Yeah,
He's not doing anything this year. 4 for 32.
I'm still blaming on Jameis Winston.
Jameis is
He's
yeah,
a
but their
freak
coach
athlete,
is
dude.
great.
This guy
man.
is a
Bruce Arians
he's
is
a
the man.
specimen, bro.
See those hats Bruce Arians wears?
Specimen. Yeah. That's how I gauge my football coaching.
Yeah, I don't even know what those hats are called. Anyway,
You
Bruce.
talk about the Penn State game? Coaching in general?
Yeah, we are going to talk about it in a second, but I got to show you the hats that he wears. Look at that.
I know.
What is that hat?
I'm well aware of
What is that
hat.
called?
A fedora, right? Or,
Nah, that's a freaking. I don't even know what that is.
It's not a fedora?
Man. Fedora. A fedora is what those Italian mobsters used to wear, I thought, back in the day. At least that's what you saw in movies. See, that's a fedora.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there,
That's
bro.
nice, though. He
That's
should wear
slick.
He should rock one. He should switch over.
He should switch.
That reminds me like the Irish like old golf player. Like
What is that hat? Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Just Google Bruce Arians and check out his headwear. I'm going to start wearing that as I continue to ball
got
more.
stock in Google now. Trying to get everybody Googling interwebs.
Dude, I've got a lot of stuff with football. One thing that really, remember the Family Guy when Peter Griffin?
Injuries?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
So
When he got a TV show.
I made a point of that grinds gears. Clock management. I forget
So
who
I didn't
wrote
see this
this book
game.
back
You got to
in the
explain
day.
this Saints game.
I don't even know who wrote it. The guy that wrote the book was not a good college coach, but he was like an analytical guy. It was a clock management guide. Not that I was like managing the clock at all, but I just wanted to understand coaching a little bit. So I read this book, and like some of these things that, no, it's not a Belichick book. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, Homer Smith. No, and anyway, who cares? Saints have the ball. So basically, clocking it, you're wasted down, and you're going to waste 2 seconds. All right? Most teams will run up to the ball. They're going to clock it. College, pro, whatever. This guy argued the fact that if you're already going to run off 2 seconds, why not chuck it? Because you still have the likelihood that it could be an incomplete pass. So not only are you wasting it down, which is super valuable.
Well, it's more likely to having a turnover too, in a pivotal part of the game instead of getting everybody on the same page.
Not the way that teams
doesn't
play
give you a best
defense.
shot.
Teams don't play defense down the stretch. They just fucking back off. I don't understand. Well, I understand why, but anyway.
Like that prevent defense where he's not giving up a touchdown.
His thought was, you know what, you got a down. You're giving up a down, which is super crucial when you only have 4 of them potentially to win a game, and you're going to run off at least 2 seconds.
Because you have 0% chance if you spike the ball. Just
0%.
to move the ball or to score or anything.
Yeah, and you're
So
gonna,
even just chucking up the ball will give you some percent chance.
and a play in the
But
NFL is 4 to 6 or not, whatever. A play is like say 4 to 6 seconds, which brings me to the Saints. 6 seconds on the clock. They clock it. They waste like 7 seconds getting up to the ball. They had a timeout in their pocket. They could have called a timeout. They could have just reversed it a little bit in the sense that they could have called a timeout, thrown the ball wherever they want, get on the ball, clock it, kick a field goal, and win the game. They did it. They had 6 seconds to go. They throw the ball to the middle of the field. Guy catches it. He goes down, and the defender hits him right away. Ref blows the whistle. Timeout. Saints 1 or 2 seconds left. Kick the game-winning field goal. So I'm thinking, number one, if that guy, the defender doesn't touch the guy in the NFL, he's not technically down until the refs would blow the whistle. Time would have ran out. They only had 6 seconds to work with. Then it would have ended Saints in another controversial ending. Would have been like it was in New Orleans too, and they would have been like, who knows, mayhem. But it didn't work out. The dude touches him, timeout, kicked the game-winning field goal. So that was something too that I was just wondering. I remember watching guys, teams run out of time. They run out of downs because they're running up to the ball. They're running up 6 to 8 seconds off, and it's like, you have a timeout. Just freaking call it right now. Timeouts are valuable, but you can still throw the ball and get out of bounds. Whatever. College, and then in college, a first down stops the clock.
Yeah.
That's huge. So it's like you're going to run up to the ball, clock one. Running up is going to waste time. Then 2 seconds on the clock. Loss of down. It's like it's almost better off to just attempt to get a first down.
But that's why they have a 2-minute offense and stuff, right? Like, it's already pre-scripted plays and stuff, or they can change it to line so they
Yes,
can, like, get a
but
play
there's
off.
still that variability where the coaches might mess up. Like, you could practice something all you want, but, like I'm sure the way that
But
worked
exposing
out,
you to situations like that has to do something.
like, if they would have ran
well.
out of time, the Saints, Sean Payton probably would have been like, all right, I didn't manage that correctly. But they kind of just were fortunate that
They got touched.
the clock got stopped when it did, and they were able to get
So if the
timeout.
defender didn't touch him, they could have just ran the clock off right there.
A play's at least 3 seconds. It's probably 4 seconds. He caught the ball, 3 seconds, goes down, 4 seconds. Is a ref.
In college, though, if you go down, it's over, right?
Yeah.
So in the NFL, but in that scenario, if the defender did not touch him,
I don't know
it would
how
be game
long
over.
the refs would have let the clock go without being touched, you know? Because if you just take a knee, eventually the ref blows the whistle because you're like defenseless. The play's over, you know? Like you don't just take a knee and wait for somebody to bulldoze you to stop it.
1 to 2 seconds isn't very much for the reaction of a ref, though. They could
know.
definitely let it slide.
So that was one.
That's
good.
sketchy.
That really grinds my gears in football. The second thing, the field goal, especially in college, is a total waste. Not total, but it's pretty damn close to being a waste. You got these scores that are like 66 to 59. Penn State Pitt,
That was
5
wild.
minutes to go. Pitt's down 7.
I think
touchdown, right?
They're down to touchdown. I think it was less than 5 minutes, though.
They're at the 1 yard line. They failed to score on 3 downs.
3 downs, 4th and 1.
They opted to kick a field goal and they did miss
Clank a
somehow.
field goal right
Oh,
off.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that part of it.
Right,
So,
right off the upright.
and then you brought up the point where it's like that's your best scoring opportunity. You might as well
Yeah,
make
just
an
go
attempt.
for it. And what's
But
the 3 anyway? Because then you're down 4. You still need a touchdown to win the game.
You do.
And you're never going to have a better opportunity than that 4th and 1 to score. You're most likely not going to have a better opportunity than that 4th and 1 to score that touchdown. I didn't understand the play call at all.
Only thought that I had to rebuttal, it's kind of going back to what I was saying about just being the contrarian. The coach probably thought they would stop Penn State, get the ball back because in college, with first downs, stopping the clock, like if you have a minute on the clock and you get a couple first downs on a drive with no timeouts, you could get a lot of plays off. So like you don't need a lot of time in college. Maybe they thought they
Yeah,
would.
but it's not like they're moving the ball all day like dynamos.
I know, it is Pitt we're talking about.
That's true. Well, they gave them. It was a good game. I'm kind of sad that that's the last Penn State Pitt game. I think
Don't be
they couldn't
sad.
get it back on the schedule.
Don't be sad.
You didn't like the PA rivalry?
Nobody cares. How many people care about Pitt and Penn State, man? Except the people that have the shit
people
on
that
Pitt.
like Pitt and
Shit
Penn
on
State.
Pitt pins that we used to see back in the day.
It used to be a big game. Came back for 4 years.
I guess.
Pitt
Man.
fans are probably gonna be salty going out.
Did they even beat Penn State?
Yeah.
All right.
At the end of the game, that was a questionable play call. That might have been McSorley's first year.
Where's he at?
Back up to Lamar Jackson, I believe.
Baltimore.
RG3 might be in that mix too. Though. I don't know if he's number 2
Griffin
or
the third's
3.
on the sideline for sure. I
Yeah.
saw him. I was just watching that today.
Lamar Jackson, though.
NFL Mobile
Thank
today.
you.
Chargers, or no, I was watching Cardinals, Ravens. Checking out the young Qs, Kyler Murray, and I like Jackson, man. I hope he stays healthy.
I do too. He
Murray?
looks like he's developed that throw a little bit.
You can sling it.
I think so. I would like to see him develop.
And Mark Ingram looks like he's got a little life in those legs still.
Bro, he's been nice for multiple years.
His whole career, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was splitting carries with, what's his name, Kamara, he's a phenom.
Yeah, but
And
even
he's still
before
putting
that,
up numbers,
they had
dude.
Pierre Thomas and him.
Yeah.
I think they had another
Like, he's
back
just
too.
nice.
So his legs at 29 still might be fresh because he was always
Because
splitting
it saved
carries.
him a little bit.
Yeah. So
They should be saving Todd Gurley right now, I'll tell you that.
I think they tried to. They had that C.J. Anderson last year, and then this year's like
That was
Malcolm
just 'cause he
Brown
could-
or something.
Todd Gurley couldn't even really play. C.J. Anderson, he was thick and falling forward. He was fresh.
Yeah, true.
That's got to be why
At
he was
the
so
end of the year, it
good.
was a
Like,
big
everybody's
thing.
got to get beat up, and then if you're not playing, you just get picked up. You got to be fresh.
Now we got to talk about the real stuff, man. The power position in the NFL, man.
The power position?
The only position that matters.
Get out of here with that.
Quarterback position.
That's why they just paid Zeke $50 million or whatever they freaking paid him.
See if they win the title.
We will.
See if it brings
They're winning the.
Wait,
they're
we
winning
will?
the division.
Dallas.
No, I was gonna say division.
I was gonna say I thought you liked the Vikings,
I do.
but now you're on the Cowboy bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't like Kirk Cousins as much as I used to, though.
I didn't know you did like him.
Do you think? Who do you think's winning that division? Eagles or Cowboys? Or do you think the Redskins are gonna sneak in? It's definitely not gonna be your boys, the Giants.
Yeah, my boys, the Giants.
The
There's
Giants
no
tattoo
way
on
the
your
Eagles
back,
will win
bro.
that division.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they're in a sorry state right now. But what the hell do I know? They're 1-1. They had a bunch of injuries, and I think everybody, after the Super Bowl year, they're a little bit over hyped. Coach included. That year, he
didn't
went
take it
for it a
serious.
bunch. He didn't kick free.
He was rolling the dice back
yeah.
then. They had the chip. There's something to be said about the chip in the shoulder mentality, though. Like having that chip on your shoulder. Like
he went for it.
Everybody thought they were
going
to lose. Like I don't know. I like that mentality.
That play that they threw to freaking Foles, I think that was a 4th down thing. They didn't kick a field goal. Granted, they were playing New England, and New England scored some points. But that year, I couldn't find the article, but Peterson went for it almost. I don't want to say more than anybody ever, but I mean on 4th down, they opted to go for it rather than kick field goals more than the norm. And I think it's.
To tell you the truth, I don't really watch many Eagles games, but do they not do that anymore?
I don't. He might be more conservative. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Carson Wentz, I mean.
I'll go back to that gun. I'll go back to his
Carson
old
Wentz,
mentality.
where's he at? He's not a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, a lot of salty people right now, but yeah, he doesn't look like a top
I don't
10
think
quarterback
so.
in 3 years.
So it's hard to
2
win.
injuries.
It's hard to win.
You think they should have kept Nick Foles?
No.
Or
I don't
just
know.
neither of them are the answer?
The world was aligned.
Did you think Jared
properly.
Goff was going to look this good?
No. But I never think anybody does. I didn't think Mitch Trubisky was going to be anything. He put up some good numbers his first 2 years.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, don't know about him. Who else are the young guys? Who came in the year with Goff? It was Wentz, right?
Yeah, they were the 2 big ones.
Who now the Giants?
Baker Mayfield came in with
I don't believe in him.
Lamar.
I don't believe in him. And I don't
This kid is about to start for the Giants. Came in last year, right? He's a true rookie. He's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
They went high for him.
Do you think I'm going to change the subject real quick? Then we're going back to the Giants.
Can you win
Kyler
without a
Murray,
quarterback? Brad Johnson style?
He's got one black on. I
Style.
think Tom Brady's doing that.
No, but I mean,
Do
different
you
generations,
think Drew
bro.
Brees is doing that?
Do you think Murray's on a vegan diet and only stretching?
Do I think he's going to win Super Bowls? Is that what you asked me?
Yes.
No. Cliff Kingsbury, a failed college coach, is now in the NFL. He schmoozed his way to that job, man.
I think
probably a
it's
smooth
more
talker.
networking than we think.
He's a smooth talker for sure.
Yeah. Smooth criminal.
Giants, we stink. Let's blame our Hall of Fame quarterback for our woes.
Do you think it's scummy
I guess they drafted a guy
with this
ready to
intention,
move
right?
on. Yeah, so, yeah. But anyway, he's not the problem. If this guy comes in and if they turn
What's
it
he
around,
slinging though? They turn the season around.
the only thing is that
Would you admit he's the problem?
maybe the whole team just isn't feeling the Eli vibe.
Isn't it weird to put this guy? He is a Hall of Fame. He's going to get in the Hall of Fame, right? 2 Super Bowl rings.
I think
2
so.
pivotal throws.
He'll get in.
One great defense, blah, blah, blah. But he got benched already one time and then went through this. Like, isn't it weird to get benched a second time? I feel like they should have just ran with it the first time if this was it.
Yeah.
They were already out of playoff contention when they put it back in.
I
I think it was the second to last game of the season or something. Or there wasn't much of the season left.
Where's that guy? Who's that? Webb? Davis Webb or something?
That was the backup?
I think so.
I still can't think of that coach's name.
Where?
The one that got fired.
Oh, that
with the
guy.
mustache?
Yeah, that dude. I wonder where he's at.
Dude,
Boy, they were
he's
terrible.
not getting another head coaching job. I don't know that.
They were awful, man. He's got to be an assistant somewhere, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, you don't think that guy? What do you think of the new dude?
I think it's hard for me to gauge what these quarterbacks are going to do. It's a very unpredictable position. They obviously saw something in the front office that they really liked about him.
That's it, Ben
I
McAdoo.
didn't. Ben McAdoo. But I don't see it in him. I didn't see what they saw.
They got it. They really reached.
Reach for him, yeah.
So who knows? I thought the Rams and Eagles, they all reached for their quarterbacks that one year when they
Well, that's what
traded
you're
up.
saying. You got to have a quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
And then,
That's why you said it's the most important position in the league, right?
of all time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it is. If it's the most important position now, it's the most important of all
I don't
time.
think the game's evolved much.
What do you want, a fullback?
Mike Allstott. If you're talking about Mike Allstott, I'll take him all day.
Moose Johnson.
Trucking people, bro.
So if you're having a draft
Trucking people.
of all,
John Kuhn.
an all time, you could. This is all time players, so you could take anybody you want.
Ever?
Yeah. What position are you picking? First, you got first overall pick.
Linebacker or quarterback?
So you don't want to win. We're gonna pick Dick Butkus.
Bro, no, I pick Ray Lewis.
When somebody takes
Ray
Tom
Lewis,
Brady,
bro.
You got Ray Lewis over there.
Bro, Tom. Tiptoe Tom Brady.
You could have Ray
I gotta
Lewis.
pick Patriots. I'm so
Give me
salty
Joe
about Patriots.
Montana.
Joe Montana?
Why not? You could have Ray Lou.
I take Steve Young over Joe Montana.
I think Ray Lewis is
Team.
watching this.
I think Ray Lewis is a game changer, bro. I think he's one of the best linebackers to ever play the game.
Who'd they win
I think it's
with?
a chess match.
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, bro.
So
He
you'll
won,
take
too.
Ray Lewis, and then like you'll wait a couple rounds, pick up Trent Dilfer.
I would pick up Trent Dilfer last because it doesn't even matter if your defense is that good.
So if you have Ray
The
Lewis,
Bucks in 2003, defense wins championships, bro.
you think Brad
I think it's
Johnson
a
was
different
the guy
game.
was in the league for double-digit
Journeyman,
years.
Hall of Famer.
No, but do you need to be a Hall of Famer to win the freaking Super Bowl?
Who was the Joe Flacco won the other one with Ray Lewis.
Yeah, they knocked off
He
my
got
boy
paid
Cap.
big.
Speaking of Kaepernick, is anybody picking him up? Why is he untouchable? Do you think he should be untouchable?
I don't even know if he's in shape. I don't know if he's been throwing footballs.
His agent said he's in the best shape of his life right now.
Yeah, I would say that too if I was his agent, though. He has something to gain from it.
Just saying, man.
So you think it's the owners got together and said, you guys can't touch this guy? Because he started so much turmoil?
Think they're conspiring
With the kneeling
against
thing?
him? I don't know, man.
Are people still kneeling? I know they took away like the national anthem, all this stuff. They don't broadcast it.
Let's look up. I mean, who's the worst starting quarterback right now?
In the league?
Yeah.
Who's the Dolphins quarterback?
Oh, man, my boy Fitzmagic. I think they got Fitzmagic going.
I like him though. I wish he would do better. Dude, he was slinging last year though for the Bucks.
I don't know
First
how he
part of
does
the
it.
season.
I don't know how he does it.
He's
man.
an intelligent individual. He's that Harvard grad, right? He got a great beard, bro. Great beard.
He's been. Did we talk about him last time?
I don't know. Probably. He's
We
a
talked
man.
about his beard before.
I like him
Josh
a lot.
Allen in Buffalo. What's he doing?
Balling out?
Andy Dalton is on the downslide.
No. He's
Jacoby
fine.
Brissett.
Yeah,
Gardner?
Jacoby Brissett is taking. It's his franchise right now. I thought he was going to be trade
Trevor Siemian.
Trevor Siemian.
It's hard to rationalize him being Case Keenum. I mean, Case tore it up with your squad
yeah.
a couple
He's
years
like
ago.
us, man.
They should have just kept him, man. Actually, no, they shouldn't have.
They did better with him than they did with Kurt, but
It's like the Eagles and Folesies. People were like, yeah, we got to keep Nick. It's like, really?
really-
You just drafted a guy.
yeah.
He could run like a deer, but whatever. Who knows?
And Nick Foles, situationally. I mean, they gave Nick Foles a chance at the beginning of last season too, and he looked like trash buckets.
He was out of the
and then he
league.
came back in.
He was out of the league for a reason, man.
Yeah. And how many teams he's been signed by? 12?
Folsey?
Another journeyman, right? Like he's been all over
with
the place.
Rams. He was with.
And he's got. It's not like he hasn't got shots.
At least
he's got
five-
shots.
I would say 5 teams. I think Eagles,
We're talking about
Rams.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, man.
I think he's playing Lamar Jackson. It's Chiefs Ravens.
I don't know. Is
That'd
that
be
going
fun to
down?
watch. I thought it was this week, but
I'm gonna have to go out. I gotta watch that too now.
I know,
The
right?
list is growing. I gotta start taking some notes on this stuff. So you
They're
don't
both
think?
fun to watch, though.
So you don't think?
Nah, quarterback's the most important position in the league right now.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Marshawn Lynch too, man. That Super Bowl game. We're talking about play calling.
I'll tell you what, they're still taking heat about that.
Ryan
Steve Carroll,
Naysayers, he fired that guy. I think the offensive coordinator. I think that was Darryl Bevel.
he deserved it. Give the ball to beast mode.
He's probably coaching high school football somewhere right now. After he got black, him and Kaepernick got freaking screwed
Together. They're both hanging out.
You want to go? This is not even a good topic, man. You got to tell us about your trip, man. I got another ridiculous topic, and I don't know if I'm going to bring it up.
California is way more diverse than I thought it was going to be. We flew into LAX, drove south, hit Joshua Tree, which is basically like desert climate, super
Why is
sweet
it called
Airbnb. Joshua Tree?
Yeah.
Because they have actual Joshua trees.
Oh, it makes sense. So is
They're
that
pretty cool little trees.
That's a town
They're very very unique, but yeah, Joshua Tree. So that's considered high desert.
Oh, that's a cool park. I didn't know that.
Yeah, super
This is
cool.
what it looks like? That's awesome.
Yeah, they're dope trees, man.
It literally is desert.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So we did a couple of cool hikes there. We did Ryan's Mountain, which is like a 360 view from the top, which isn't crazy elevation like some of the other parks we were at. And we found this. It's basically like the only place in this park with palm trees. So it's called a palm tree oasis, kind of. So we hiked back to that. It was pretty cool. It's like the only water source. We're trying to find longhorn sheep. I like
Longhorn
animals.
sheep?
Yeah, we didn't see any, but supposedly if
Where
you
were
get back
they?
there early enough.
Early enough in the year, or like early enough in
No,
the day?
early enough in the day.
Whew.
Because they move more of them. Yeah, they're nasty, dude. I saw these things in Yellowstone. They're a beast. I didn't get to see them like doing battle, but can you imagine those things like the force like generated,
No.
smacking heads?
I can't, man.
I've watched videos on Instagram. It would be very cool to see.
Look at this one. Looks like a freaking devil.
Yeah,
Looks
he's
like
the
something
man.
from the devil,
That's the
man.
one, bro. That's the one right there.
It's like it's got a horse's face almost with a like
With
deer
a
face.
hell of a set of horns,
It's
right?
basically a deer, like a deer with nasty horns. Wow.
Yeah,
Imagine
pretty cool.
getting clipped in the thigh by that thing.
I think it'd take you out. I think it would definitely take you out. But leaving the desert, then we headed up to Sequoia National Park, which was cool. That's where we saw the biggest tree, General Sherman. Did a first
R.I.P.
big hike, 12 miles.
R.I.P.
We were
to
dying
Sherman.
on that thing, dude. Straight up straight up this mountain,
12
decent
up,
elevation.
and then 12 back.
No, just 12 total. A lot of the people do them as like a night hike. Those like camp, do 7.5, like camp up there and stuff, and then come back.
Sounds
I
nice.
don't have gear though. I would do it for sure. But then you have to fly in more gear.
It just sucks that you don't know what's out there because it's a different climate. Like I'll go sleep in my yard if I wanted to overnight because I know nothing's gonna get me. But you're out in California, man.
Well, what do you think's gonna get you? I guess
I don't know.
Snakes,
Freaking
rattlers. But rattlers, like they're there. They don't want to mess with you.
All right, so then
You're not their prime thing.
Yeah.
They got bears out there, like black bears.
What about like some nasty
Mountain
ants?
lions is probably what I'd be the most scared of, just because they're on top of you before you know you're dead.
Ants?
They got nasty insects, I think.
There's some nasty mosquito thing going around.
In
Hear
Cali?
about it? No, I think it's nationwide.
Here?
But you know what?
Yeah, is
people
this
panic.
true? Are they releasing the wasp from China to try to take on these lanternflies?
Oh Jesus!
Or was that like a publicity type thing I was reading?
Fake news.
It could be fake news.
Oh, this is it. Deadly mosquito-borne virus has Michigan officials moving high school football games. This was in the Washington Post, which I think is owned by
Is
Jeff
that
Bezos.
Amazon, right? So what's his play?
He's hard to the left, I think. This is Bezos sticking out. So they're trying to move games because there's apparently a mosquito thing going around, man.
I've been scared of mosquitoes ever since West Nile, bro.
A Michigan man reportedly went from perfectly healthy to brain dead. Do you know the mosquito killed more people than any animal ever?
Because of the virus transportation?
Just because the multiplicity, maybe.
Oh,
The
interesting.
different types of mosquito-borne viruses. They can... And plus there's like...
There's some places with real bad mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like Alaska and stuff.
oh, yeah. They'll get you.
Look at
Mosquito get you there.
bro.
What else? Anyway, sorry, I interrupted your...
No, it's all good.
we're talking
I
about...
like talking about
sleeping out in the
mosquitoes and
woods.
stuff.
No, I think malaria kills a lot of people. Worldwide.
In different countries,
Historically
yeah.
speaking, too. So I think that's why the mosquito is the most deadly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But Joshua Tree...
Joshua Tree, Sequoia, and then you got
Ryan's
we went to, huh?
What do you say, Ryan's Mountain?
Ryan's Mountain, yeah. Cool 360 view. Sequoia, and then Kings Canyon is like kind of like you got to drive through Sequoia National Park to get there. It was just beautiful, man. It was just a good area. But Yosemite was super, super sick. Yosemite's super touristy, though. But like when you get back in there, let's talk about this, bro. So like the people we met from like Germany and France,
Yeah.
do like 4-week vacations.
Yeah, that's great.
Like they're like traveling each year, like for 4 weeks at a time, like getting paid, like exploring. Like why don't we have? I feel like we need more like things like that, like more travel time, more vacation days, stuff like
for
that.
you
Longer
personally or
maternity
for
leaves.
everybody?
Well, I don't get any vacation days.
You just take them.
Yeah, I mean,
You just do whatever,
I just don't.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, owning your business is probably the best way to go. Because you're like the ultimate
you
sayer
got
if you
lost.
can or cannot do stuff.
You got loss of income.
For sure.
So it's like you got to just black out a month. Be like, hey, there's 4 weeks of this year. I'm
I'm just not going to make any money. But then I guess you just have to double down on a month or something.
Well, Tim Ferriss in a 4-hour work week
I would
said,
love to
hey,
see that.
Don't ever take less than 2 weeks on a vacation.
Ever listen to?
Yeah, 2 week minimum. But everybody gets sick of what they do. Everybody that comes in is like, man.
Of their job?
Day 5 of vacation, of my week's vacation, I was ready to come home. Like,
I don't
what?
get sick of vacations like this though, like because they're changing scenery so
Yeah,
much.
that's true.
Like in different stuff, and you're like driving
Like
from
in a
place to
beach
place.
town, it's like,
know.
beach town's probably lame, but
That's what's sick because from Yosemite we drove to Santa Clara or whatever it was, and like down the like Pacific Coast Highway. So we like stop at like little beach towns too. So like you get all those different like Cali was a cool trip.
Yeah.
Because I got a little beach life too. That was fun. Seeing the cliffs, that was cool. And then you get LA too. So they got this like city there too.
what'd you do?
But like
in
if I
LA?
was I couldn't stay at a beach for 2 weeks
Like
straight.
somewhere in New
Unless I had like a lot of
Jersey,
tasks to do. Yeah. Like I'm not going to Seaside for what I'm going to do there.
Or at the
Spend a
boardwalk-
bunch of money on booze, like
At the boardwalk every
eat some
day.
pretzels. Be
Yeah,
on
eat
top
pre-
of people like this when you're at the beach. Like that's not my scene.
Eat pretzels, yeah.
Maybe Outer Banks I could spend 2 weeks if I had structured activities.
I don't know, man.
I'd have to take some weights with me. Lift some weights down there.
Find a park.
Yeah, they should have those like kind of like pull-up bar and stations and stuff.
They probably
Dip
do.
bars.
I meant like a national park. Not a park with a swing set. Dude, totally forgot about the big topic, man.
Is this the weird one?
No, this is right here. No, the weird one is that one.
Oh yeah, this is weird. Considering neither of us has watched wrestling in 10 years.
The knockouts.
Oh, CTE back to this.
So hypothetical. Again, I read that Malcolm Gladwell book, so I started listening to every one of his podcasts. I'm on season 3. Blasted out 8 of them in like
How
2 days.
much is that inhibiting you from listening to Rogan though?
I don't care. I'll get caught up eventually.
No, you won't. Just start over.
1917. Some guy, some doctor, I forget his name. If I could look at my phone, I would be able to tell you. He's like, man, I don't know, this coal mining thing might be affecting the lungs, and these people are dying prematurely. I think national legislation, regulation doesn't really get introduced to the 1970s.
Dude, you're blowing up.
So we're talking 55 years roughly it took for the government to say, oh, wow, this guy in 1917 was right. People are dying. They got the black lung.
That's just because greed, right? Because they're making money on the mines, bro.
Zoolander, I got the black lung. Anyway, and so then Malcolm Gladwell was giving the speech at the University of Penn, and then he says, I think the same thing is going on with football today.
That
we know that it is
but
causing
nothing's
people
being done
to
about
die
it.
young, and nothing is being done on a national level.
Do you think it's different with the suicidal and the brain injury? Because we were talking more about like suicides earlier and stuff, and from brain,
the
from mental
University
health.
of Penn had.
But like, whereas that's more of like respiratory issue, right? I would assume the black lung.
Yeah. But
I mean, it's harder to put those kind of deaths together.
Yeah.
Like dudes with black lung, or like the people that got whatever mesothelioma or Agent Orange in Vietnam. Like that's easier to be like, yo, this is what killed you.
But the government, I guess in his mind, it would be like the government or the university should step in and say something and stop football.
But they would never do it because it's a $1 billion industry.
They're not going to do it. I mean, he gave this speech at Penn, and people were like not on board with him. And keep in mind, Penn had 2 players die. So in like 2005, their running back scores 2 touchdowns. I think in the next week, he kills himself. Super bright. Nothing ever wrong with him. Went to St. Joe's Prep. I think he broke, remember Kevin Jones?
Did he already sign the paperwork to have his brain studied? How do they know he had CTE? Don't you have to,
I can't say if they did
legal
with him.
issues with that?
I can't say they did with him. The next kid who's from right in our area, Owen Thomas, went to Parkland. He's from Allentown. 6'2", 240, lineman. No previous history of depression. He hung himself in an apartment. That day, Boston calls this Chris Nowitzki, he used to be a pro wrestler. He was a Harvard graduate, was a pro wrestler. His brains totally got rattled. So then he's in this. He's part of that concussion movie. The doctor's like Benjamin Omalu or something. Well, Omalu and Nowitzki worked together to do this research. The day that their son hung himself, they had to call and be like, "Hey, we need the brain. Will you let us have it?" They have to call that day because of the timing. But
it's a parent's decision, not the kid's. If he's over 18,
he's dead.
I know.
The parents have to.
Shouldn't he have to say that ahead of time before his death that they're just going to take his brain? It's not like they're.
No. I don't think so. Do you think so?
I don't know. You can't just take someone's organs. You have to agree to be an organ donor to save someone's life.
Well, the doctor, these guys asked, and the parents didn't fight him. So they just.
Because who else is going to sue him, right? He's dead, and the parents said yes, so I guess that's true.
So he was 21, and he was the youngest. They said that there was a high school player that I think committed suicide, that they found maybe a trace amount, but they didn't release his name. But anyway, as a 21-year-old, so they think that this was a thing that only happened to NFL players as they progressed. But no, this guy's 21, and he had what looked like, the early stages of CTE, a disease linked to depression and impulse control, primarily among NFL players, 2 of whom also committed suicide. So with the impulse control thing and then the motivation thing, the running back, Kyle Ambrosi, they said that was part of his, not only is it you're super depressed, but you are a motivated individual that you actually act on that depression. Some doctor was these are 2 factors that play into suicide, and this guy kind of had them both, that he was feeling down on himself, that he was letting his family, friends down, and stuff like that, which led to his depression, when really he wasn't. People were just wanting him to be better. And then he was also an individual that was motivated to do something.
Take action.
Yeah, that's a doctor's opinion, not mine. I don't know anything about it really, but then we're just talking about the CTE stuff. Just one, we both played football our whole lives.
We've both been concussed.
Do we have damage?
I would assume that we all do, right?
You're letting your kid.
You've been diagnosed with concussions, and we've taken the.
Well, that's the thing with this guy.
Is our question, but
he was never diagnosed with a concussion.
But the small impacts. But you get both, right? If you have if you had bigger concussions, and you're obviously taking those small hits just by the nature of the game, either way, right? So you have both. I have both.
Yeah, it's a combo. I mean, CTE is only known cause of repetitive brain trauma. Must have developed from concussions he dismissed, or from the thousands of subconcussive collisions. So it's
he dismissed both.
It says concussions he dismissed or may have dismissed. he never had an actual concussion, but he may have been concussed.
Yeah. And not diagnosed to, yeah.
Yeah, and then thousands of subconcussive hits. So
This
he
kid's
played
younger, though,
football.
right? Because back in the day, it was
was
like
21.
taboo. But, I mean, this is recent.
He was in college, I think, 2011.
So, relatively recent.
So a little bit younger than us, right?
Almost a decade, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then that's one side of it, right? The second part of it is, so school, I think like Dartmouth, they're using robots and virtual reality to practice tackling. And like, there's people that say, oh, these people, that's why tackling's so poor, because they're not practicing it. And I'm like, is tackling really that bad?
I mean, I feel like
Is this really the reason that guys aren't smashing their skulls and that's why he missed a tackle? Or is it because like some dude just ran right through one?
But don't you think the nature of the sport is the like I get teaching tackling at a younger age and like doing it safely. I think they should stop getting kids out of pads first of all until a later age. Like there's no reason to take that crap when you're developing as a kid. Like
I said this before.
And an athletic person is going to be able to pick up tackling. They're going to be able to pick up all the skills required for football. Like you don't need to have pads on until you're what 8th, 9th grade maybe.
But these guys that coach, they don't even teach
But the nature of the
tackling
game
that happens in the game.
Yeah.
It's like me and you, 7 yards away.
What's the robotics
You're gonna
thing,
get
though?
low.
What is-
They have a robot, man.
That you tackle a robot?
Yeah, it's a 190-pound robot, dude. So instead of two people getting
there
hit,
were-
it's only one person getting hit, I guess.
But you couldn't even have the same issue like a Ryan Shazier hit on a robot?
You can.
Like that it just
You can, but you're cutting
just
the
hit it
amount
slightly
of,
wrong.
I guess you're cutting the amount of people getting hit in each contact down to one. So instead of me and you hammering each other and we both feel that force, you have one guy hitting a tackling dummy.
Yeah, but they're probably hitting that
I haven't seen the
tackling.
video.
Both those guys are hitting that tackling dummy, right? To learn how to do it.
Yeah, but I'm
They're
just,
both taking the impact.
maybe it's just less hits overall and you're not, yeah, I really don't know. I didn't see this in action.
This is where I was going with this whole thing.
It's a person that
Not the
wiggles
whole
a
thing, but
joystick that moves this tackling dummy around, so
I
it's a
think
little bit safer.
really part of the reason it became more and more prevalent is the equipment got too good, right? Like that's why these guys are going like ham. Like you don't see like you told me this before that the rugby rate or the rugby concussion rate and all that stuff and there's not as much CTE found with that sport. It's because they don't have the equipment, right? So you just go
I don't know.
full blast at a faster pace. Like rugby hits usually look different, you know? Like on the positioning of the head and how much, like all this stuff. Not that bad stuff doesn't happen in that sport too.
Yeah,
but
no, I feel like there's got to
I feel like development-wise.
There's got to be bad stuff going on in rugby, man. And maybe it's just not looked at.
But why is football so demonized then? Just because it makes so much money?
It's hard to say. I mean, is it demonized?
To an extent,
It's just
I
like
think.
the only sport that's been studied, I think. Because people talk about like soccer, head balls, and stuff like
Well, they're
that.
talking about eliminating that like 10 to 15 years ago, right?
What's that? The headers?
The headers.
Oh, that's why I watch it, man.
I know. I love it. That's the same. That's why people watch football too, though, for the collisions.
So they switched. Oh, I think the people. Oh, this is what I was saying. You never have those situations. Like football's chaotic, so it's like why practice tackling in a controlled environment? You and somebody else 4 yards away from each other.
So you screw up
You'll
when it
never
actually
tackle
happens?
like that
Yeah.
ever. So it's like this one college coach I remember was like the best tackle is the one that gets the guy to the ground. Like you're running, you're freaking. One guy in an NFL game was holding hands with another guy for dear
Yeah.
life while his teammates came and finished him off. It's
Yeah.
like, you're gonna practice
Yeah.
that? No, you're not. You just try to get a guy to the ground somehow in the best way possible. And it's like you could bash skulls every day. We talked about.
So you
being
could almost
in
argue
sports.
it would be more dangerous to only practice with robots. It would be a more systematic approach, right? Like
Well, the
you should
robot
be in
thing-
chaotic or like
Apparently, it's on a stick,
Similar
so you
situations.
might be able to make it chaotic.
okay.
Like that Robert Does
I've never
for
seen
videos
any of this,
was
honestly, with the robotics
I didn't
thing.
see the video. I only read the article. So,
Yeah.
But like, and it's Dartmouth. I don't think it's like. I don't think it.
not
Dartmouth started
nationwide,
in
it's just like-
2011 that they're just not going to tackle and practice. And apparently, virtual reality is a part of their training now, which is kind of cool. I don't know if it
cool,
helps.
but like-
yeah, it is cool. Yeah, we could just leave it at that, I guess.
Maybe that's the future anyway. Is AI and robotics will have just the robots playing football. Take the humans out of the equation completely.
That's not entertaining.
No,
I don't think so. We're gonna watch freaking robots throw a football around.
maybe.
All right, maybe he's right.
I'm not really sure.
Where are we going with this anyway? Knockouts?
Small hits
CTE?
versus big hits. You think
What do
it's
you
small
think?
hits?
I
I think
don't
it's
know.
small hits. Why are some people more affected by CTE than others? We were talking about different parts of the brain being responsible for different things, different lobes, yada, yada, yada. But neither of us are neuroscientists, so.
No, we'll have to get one on.
Yeah. We should bring one on.
What else though?
You training?
We were going with little kids playing football. I mean, I saw a kid go to a game and I didn't see him actively go to the game, but I knew a kid that played tackle football that still sits in a car seat. Doesn't make sense to me. It's like,
How is that possible? Oh, because it's based on
he's like
weight?
6 or 7. Yeah, and he's probably a little guy and
Yeah.
rides in a car seat somehow, but was playing tackle like the next year. It was like in the summer. So he was
What's
about
wrong
to
with
start
keeping
tackling.
him playing flags longer? Like, what's the downfall to that?
Kids want to hit it?
Because they want to get out aggression?
I don't know. I mean,
What's
I
the
don't know.
future? Like, do you think football, some life expectancy?
Oh, you think the sport is going to be done at any point? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be, I guess, right?
I mean, they're not mining coal anymore.
True. Glad
In those situations, putting themselves in the position where they can get black lung.
the black lung.
Black lung.
I don't know, man.
So
Gladwell's
what's the
like,
future then?
hey, 70
MMA?
years.
Why is MMA not talked about? They have to
Why
be
is
taking
it not? Why is that okay
UFC?
to see that? Why is that okay on Fox?
That's my question. I don't know.
A guy knocked out cold. Look up freaking,
You're telling me that's not going to have long-term
who
mental
was it?
effects on these dudes?
I think Francis Ngannou and Alistair Overeem. It's a devastating knockout. Like, Overeem's been knocked out double-digit times in his career, I think. And it's
And played how many times over and over and over?
devastating. Then it's like, he might have been training too when like they would knock each other out in practice. So
Which is
anyway,
getting less and less common, right?
Yeah.
As more
it should be.
science-based training
Sparring
and
is not like
science-based
as nasty.
evidence.
But I don't know. I'm not training with anybody world class.
But that's
by
like
any means,
boxers
but-
probably didn't used to wear headgear when it first started either, right? They would just blast each other.
And then that's
in
a whole
training.
other animal there. Whatever happens in boxing, the brains. Because that's
Well, they have
repetitive
some-
trauma. Because that's
Yeah.
12-round fights, you know. Yeah, the UFC thing I don't get. It's like, how is this so popular when there's all this stuff in the news about brain injuries and like, but nobody cares? I mean, I don't get it. And now women's
Super fun to watch,
now it's
though.
like, hey, let's get women doing it too now. Let's just get everybody. Kids are training in. It's like, all right.
Younger ages, more volume. I would assume they're going to have the same issues.
Maybe a different type. I don't know. Yeah, I would assume so too, but I don't know because the boxing thing is different than what happens in football. I think.
Yeah.
Like there, it's like dementia, pugilistica, something where just the repetitive pounding is killing these guys' brains. Where they don't remember stuff. I don't know if CTE is like a short-term thing or not. I had it in an article, and I don't know anymore. But I don't know, man. Hopefully, I don't go crazy and
It's possible, for sure.
yeah.
You're highly
They
motivated.
talked
too.
about Chris Henry too. I mean, there's just a huge list of guys.
And Chris Henry was in a domestic dispute, jumped on the back of a truck, and fell out.
Yeah. Which,
But there's no link between that and CTE. He could have never had any brain injury and
there
still
is.
done the same thing.
yeah,
Just because
but-
he has it doesn't mean that's the reason it happened, though.
Yeah, so that's another thing too.
Like,
where it's like
you
the
can't
people
just
that are
like
the people that
these
are giving
people
their
could
brains
have.
are the
Like
ones
it's not
that
Junior
think-
Seau is different, right? This one that blew, like
Heart.
shot himself in the
Another
chest.
guy did his heart
So
as
someone
well.
studied his brain because he felt the changes
I think
happening.
Dave
But say these
Dwerson-
21-year-old, the 21-year-old or all these people, like the Junior Seau is more specific to CTE, right? Because he has it, he doesn't want to see the detrimental effect on him and his family. He doesn't want to keep going with it, so he kills himself because he knows he's deteriorating.
That's why
But just because the 21-year-old kid had CTE or has this brain damage, you can't 100% say that is what caused him to kill himself.
No, you can't. You can't. But like the people that they're looking at too are the people that expressed concern with their brain, and that's why they were volunteering to be part of a study. So like the people that are normal, they're not even stepping up for it. Like they're not looking at everybody's brain. I don't think they might be now, but like in the beginning, it was like they're checking out brains of people that families called like, hey, he started acting weird, depressed, yada yada yada. Oh, he's got damage in there, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're not getting a 57-year-old.
But that's their case studies.
They're
Their
not getting,
studies
like,
are already
a 57-year-old
having mental
guy that
illness.
lives up the road that
It's fine.
might have killed himself. Like they're probably not looking at his brain to see if he has
Yeah.
CTE.
But or the person that's never affected, that lives with CTE his whole life and never does anything like that.
Yeah. It's
Because why would you, right?
Because the studies are just they're skewed in that direction where the only people that are volunteering are the ones that feel like they have something
Yes.
potentially going on. So what do you do in the interim? Some of these long-term studies, Gladwell saying, do we wait 70 years for this stuff? We can't. What do you do now? What do you do about the sport right now, man?
What do you think it is? Development of better.
Is
How
it
do you
for-
prevent it? Change more rules?
Stop playing?
Good luck with that argument.
Well, when do you think the NFL is gonna, or football in general is gonna be over?
I do. I don't think it. I don't know if it'll end. It's not going to be what we know it as. For sure.
Tough, man. Very tough. It's a weird culture too, where it's like
People are going to hate
no.
it. We ended it right at the wrong time, bro. They're not going to know my opinion about this. It's going to kill the whole thing.
You got a cliffhanger. Frank's Instagram live just ended.
Switch over to Chris's Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Check it out.
Check out YouTube later.
So what do you do, man? That's the big thing.
It's either going to change.
It's a great sport to watch, man.
Equipment's either going to advance. I think they're going to continue to change rules until it's no longer what we know as football. Like, I think they're going to try to, like, evolve the game, and it's going to be completely different. I don't know if that's flag football at adult level. I don't know what. But I wouldn't watch that.
No.
You know? Like, that's the thing. Like, they have so many of us that are... Like, I'll watch a little bit of whatever playoff basketball and March Madness, but, like, football's the only one... Like, I almost felt like the beginning of this year because I canceled DirecTV and don't have the package, like, I felt almost like negatively that I didn't have it, like that I'm not watching it,
You're not American anymore.
Something, dude. I want to say it.
Yeah,
I'm still American, bro. I believe that. No, but I wouldn't. It's the only one that really drives me to not work or not go outside and go watch it. You know, and it's still the most popular sport in America, right? Obviously, worldwide it's not, but
No, you're right. Yeah, it is. I don't know, man.
Maybe stop at would it help to stop at a younger age? Start it later and stop after college?
Well,
pay the college kids, just have them play 4 years and get out.
They're doing the opposite, where they're starting flag younger because they want participation up. Participation
It's down, though.
They're trying to create new rules locally to, like, get more kids to play football because you could start soccer at age 3, whatever. So they're like, oh, no, we're losing kids to soccer. Where it's like, no, you're not losing kids to soccer. I think you're losing kids because football is taking a hit.
Because of this, though.
I think so.
I think so for sure.
So they every other year they're like changing rules at the youth level, and it's not. There's no trickling up. Middle school numbers are the same, maybe worse than they were 15 years ago.
As in the volume of kids playing?
Yeah, and like the high school rosters for this smaller, the league that I used to coach in, small schools. I mean, they're under. I think most teams are under 40 kids, unless you're a Catholic school where you could like just get kids to come to your school for football, plus having the normal kids in that go to your school. Like they're like 50 plus probably. Bigger school districts probably exceed that big time. They'll have a freshman team, a JV team, and a varsity team. But these small schools, they're under 40 kids, 35.
But they're going to eliminate that program, or they'll put two programs together.
No.
Do they generate?
It is what it is. Like one school ended up with 20-something kids when I was coaching at the end of the year. JV and varsity, 29 kids.
Those 29 tired kids.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, participation's going down. I don't think it has to do with losing kids to soccer.
But viewing's not going down at the higher levels.
No. But, I mean, viewers...
I think, if anything, it's going...
But, like, viewing in boxing is sky high. Do you see these pay-per-view numbers? And, like, people watch baseball.
I didn't, actually.
People somehow watch baseball. I don't know what they're doing. No,
I thought boxing was dying.
Dude, no.
Besides
they've been saying that for a long
fight.
time, man. Yeah, if it's Mayweather, you see the Mayweather numbers.
Well, they're astronomical, though, compared to anybody else, right?
The pay-per-view.
Those are still boxing.
Why are these guys making $100 million or whatever it is a fight? Because pay-per-view.
Is anybody making that money besides Mayweather?
Probably not. 4.6
I
million.
mean, Mayweather is like
4.3 million.
Mayweather's probably probably watching the best boxer that ever lived, right?
Over 4 million people.
Would you say Money May is the best boxer that ever lived?
I guess. I don't know, man. Money May. Ah, Jesus.
You don't have to like him. You just got to admit he's the best.
Yeah, I used to watch boxing a lot, and I don't. And I looked up a fight card and getting it Fox pay-per-view. I'm like, oh, this is Fox. Maybe it's cheaper. It's $75 for Errol Spence Jr., undefeated, nice big name. Can take the throne maybe from Mayweather. Like people talk like that. And this guy Sean Porter, who's also really good. That's the main event. So it's not even like it's guys that are even near superstar level. And I'm like, I don't think I'm paying $74.99 for this.
To watch that, yeah.
Yeah. So it just sucks.
Or Floyd Mayweather's fights the same amount of money?
Probably, yeah. That's
not bad though. Didn't big boxing events used to be like $60-$65?
Probably.
Or like MMA,
like I think you used to get paid.
Even wrestling back in the day was like
pro wrestling.
Yeah, pro wrestling.
Are we making a pivot
before it died.
Into the greatest pro wrestler of all time. No, yeah. So I don't know, man. Boxing. People are watching boxing for sure. That's where the money's at. Still, somehow, some way.
But they're getting paid. The UFC guys still aren't getting paid, right?
The smaller guys on the card are not.
Like
you need to.
It's not a lucrative business.
If you're one of these guys. That could be a little bit low, but like,
Who's the highest paid UFC fighter?
Oh, jeez. Well, probably McGregor, right?
I would think so.
Rousey was pulling in some.
Serious cash.
Who's the big dog right now in the UFC?
I don't even know.
If it's Khabib.
Yeah. Well, he's probably the best fighter. I don't know if he's pulling in the most money, though. Is he filling the most seats?
PETA is mad at him, man. He was wrestling bears and stuff. PETA didn't like that. They don't like that treatment of animals. Freaking Lesnar.
Did he hurt the bear?
He's a bum. No.
Lesnar gets paid, right?
If he fights, yeah, but he loses most of his fights. But he somehow is a big draw, man. St. Pierre, Diaz.
Just because they know the name, though, right?
McGregor. Alistair Overeem, here he is, man. The dude that got knocked out cold, $4 million.
Yeah.
$37 million for McGregor. Anyway, yeah, they're making
for the best
money,
fight,
man. Yeah, for the big dogs. Rousey was pulling in $3 million.
That's it?
I think it's an average.
Per fight. She kind of like created that avenue in general for females, bro.
She made that for the fight against Holly Holm. Holly Holm pulled in $75,000. Is that what that says?
Even though she won. That's what's crazy too. When you build up this reputation, you get paid regardless if you win or lose. Just because you're a pool.
Diaz. Yeah, so who knows, man? Things are all backwards.
Who's the best UFC fighter of all time?
I don't know.
George
St. Pierre.
Royce Gracie.
People talk about St. Pierre being the man.
He was, right?
Royce.
Royce Gracie was just
These guys have a lot of losses. Everybody
it's just
loses,
so
man.
different.
Anderson Silva, that's right. He had that.
It's a different
stretch.
animal.
Silva was untouchable for double-digit.
He broke his leg one time, too, right? Was that him?
Yeah, it was ugly.
So that was
St.
bad.
Pierre. There's no way Chuck Liddell, B.J. Penn, and Randy Couture are better than Bones Jones. I don't think, man. Couture's got like double-digit losses.
Why do people hate on Jones? Just because he does drugs, or he supposedly does drugs, allegedly?
Yeah. Chuck Liddell.
I did like Chuck Liddell though.
Dude.
Who was that?
Come on, man.
You're Iceman? You're not feeling the Iceman, bro?
He was a freaking... No, he came in at the right time. He was a star at the right time. UFC was on the rise. You got this crazy dude knocking people out.
With a mohawk?
He's probably got double-digit losses, too, by now, man. B.J. Penn just got 9... B.J. Penn lost like 7 of his last 8 fights.
Well, I mean, you're not going to see undefeated fighters in the UFC like you do in boxing.
It's impossible to stay
It's just not going to happen.
It's almost impossible to stay undefeated in this sport. I remember I was out with my friend, my boy Tanner was there.
Tan?
He said, Brock Lesnar is probably never going to lose. That night,
Did you laugh?
Cain Velasquez freaking dropped him. We're watching the fight together. 1 hour later, freaking destroyed. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, look at this guy, man. 21-9, Chuck Liddell's record. Come on, greatest of all time. Get out of here. Anyway, man.
Great cameo in Entourage.
Did we go? How did we... We
can't end with the greatest pro wrestler of all time, though.
No, we can't. We could talk about it, but... No, we're not even...
We got to bring it together somehow.
Greatest UFC. Kellerman Dane Miller, man?
Yeah. So Kellerman's argument was what? That track and field athletes are not that athletic? Or just not as athletic as other sports. Basketball and football, I believe.
It's only a sport by very broad definition. It only tests your fast twitches, right? Like how fast can you go from point A to point B? How fast can you do that?
Fast twitch? What about the fucking dirt?
Well, he doesn't. He's a boxing analyst, man. He doesn't know what he's saying. Well, that's an athletic ability, and it's only one specific kind of ability. We don't know his manual dexterity. We don't know his ability to think on the fly, which is why track and field stars are usually failed football and basketball players. Don't really agree with that. The best athletes, because that's where the money is, basketball, football, that's not even true. Based off what we just talked about, Money Mayweather, if he wants to say go where the money is, it's that guy.
Yeah, and throw Tigger in there too, right?
Yeah, those NASCAR guys probably tearing it up. But anyway, he says basketball, football.
NASCAR's big money?
They beat up, the big dogs because of sponsorship. Soccer too, I guess, right? That's probably where the money is on a nation level, a national level. All right. Anyway, he's talking about being electric. So then we're talking. What do you think, man? Greatest. What defines an athlete?
Yeah, that's the hardest part. That every sport has such a specific set of skills. I personally only enjoy watching some track and field. Like, I watch people chuck and implement or do the sprints or the short hurdles, but, like, I'm not watching anything past 400 meters.
You don't care about the 800. You don't care about the 1,500 steeplechase?
I don't watch the decathlon. I don't watch any of that.
You don't care about the long jump.
I would watch the long jump.
Triple
I would
jump.
I would watch the triple
High
jump
jump
and
is
the high jump.
entertaining.
Oh, and the other one, dude, they're bad.
Pole vault?
Pole vault, bro.
You're watching a pole vault?
I would watch. Have you seen the pole vaults at an elite level?
I feel
It's
like I probably
insane.
did. Yeah.
I'll send you a video later.
No, don't. I got too much to watch.
It'll blow your mind.
Watch, man.
I see what he's saying though, because it's so specific. Like, whatever. Usain Bolt is extremely good at sprinting, right?
Well,
so
I
he
had this freaking
accelerates
conversation.
and top speed.
I know
Whereas,
for sure this guy's not watching
whatever,
this.
Tyreek Hill is extremely fast. He can cut, so he can change direction. He has the hand-eye coordination to catch a ball. He has to be reactive to a defender. And there's well, I guess that doesn't go into being maybe it does. The mental capacity, like,
to play football in the NFL,
yeah.
you got to know what the hell is going on.
I'm saying there's a big mental capacity, whereas in, sprinting 100 and a 2, Hussein does the 100 and 2, right? And the relays.
Well, I guess then Dane Miller's argument was like, oh, it's not just running. There's a lot of fundamentals involved in running.
Which are?
Because Kellerman is a boxing guy, like that's where he kind of made his name. So he understands that boxing is, you have footwork, you have this, that, and the other thing. He's like, Kellerman should know this. There's more to it than just throwing a punch, Running in Dane Miller's mind was the same thing. Same with the throws. I mean, they're super technical. They are super technical, but it's
one skill.
Yeah. So, but I guess in his mind, maybe it's not. Maybe, you know what? Sprinting certainly has technical components. It has serious mental components and carries a serious weight.
For sure. Can you imagine lining up at that level? What's going through your head?
No, I can't.
It'd be amazing.
That's why I'm sitting here.
And I mean, if you look at a sprint, there's like things like what? Lining up correctly so you're set up, and then coming out of the blocks correctly, and the different phases of sprinting.
How much
Accelerating,
time do you think
digging, top end.
Usain Bolt spends on that? Do you think he spent time on that? Or just ran like a madman his whole life?
You're just saying you think he's just gifted.
Kinda.
I mean, the argument is what? To develop a huge, diverse skill set. But that's what you said about the decathlon compared to a 100-meter sprinter. You got to be mediocre at 10 things.
Mediocre on the world-class level, yeah. Better than mediocre, because
But you're not winning the 100 or you beating the 100 too.
You're not
winning the pole vault.
Champ. You're not the greatest pole vaulter of all time, but you're just really good at all these different things. But they're all individual qualities, and it doesn't have, does that matter? Does that make the guy's name? I think was Davey O'Brien, or your boy, Bruce Jenner. Is he the greatest of all time?
Carl Lewis is my boy, first of all.
Nah, man, Jenner's. But
Michael Johnson, maybe you could throw in there.
Like
Maurice Green.
That guy that just won.
I like all of them.
There's an Olympic dude, I think, that just won. An American guy.
So there have been football players that have went to be a... Did any of those dudes, like
Ashton.
Gatlin, did it?
This is him,
Did
Ashton.
any of those dudes win gold medals after switching from football?
Well, no, that's the thing.
Like the guys from like LSU and Texas, like there's some crossover.
Bob Hayes, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
1970s wide receiver. That's it. This guy, Ronaldo Nehemiah, Bill Walsh brought him in with the Niners. He was a hurdling champ. Might have made the team for a few years.
But never put it all together.
No, and then now this
You
guy,
need more than just one attribute to play most other sports.
Yeah.
But it's not taking away from what they do. But that's a Dan Johnson thing, right? Jack of all trade, master of none.
Yeah.
So it's totally dependent on how many attributes you need to be in that sport.
Well, I just want to look it up. He played 3 years in the NFL with Bill Walsh. Career highlights, you guys winning championships. He played on freaking 7 teams in 3 years, it looks like.
So he can barely make squad.
Now, Bob Hayes, I think, was an Olympic champ. And then he's a Hall of Famer, too. Bullet Bob. But, like, this guy, I'm not going to say who it is. He's like, I tell you what, man.
Is it Tanner?
No. I put Usain Bolt at cornerback or something.
Dude, that'd be the dumbest thing.
Like maybe at receiver. He's like, you're telling me the NFL corners could cover him? And I'm like, yeah.
100%. They would lock him down.
When I went back to that chaotic environment of football that Robert Dos Remedios is like 99% of football, like 99% is not on a straight linear path. Usain Bolt's whole life, straight linear path. Yeah. A wide receiver, his first step off the line of scrimmage might be straight ahead, but usually there's...
And how many times could he repetitively run that? Like, think how many routes you got to be able to run.
He can't run.
Not just one. You know what I mean?
He can't run the route tree.
But then how many? The frequency wise in a game.
Yeah, over and over again.
Yeah, like the speed endurance he would need. And he would have to get better at coming off the line. Like, he's not coming out of blocks.
This might be your guy.
Like, what top speed would he actually hit coming on a football field?
Bo Jackson might be your guy.
Oh, yeah.
Top speed. We're talking about deceleration.
Dude, we're talking about Bo Jackson being one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my entire life. Especially if you bring in, like, a weight.
What about Usain Bolt? Can he drop the hips and decelerate? And then re-accelerate?
He's never had to.
Never had to. We don't know that. A lot of questions.
Definitely not corner.
I
would argue receiver before corner, bro.
I'm going to give
Think about our freaking cornerback with it. I would argue the cornerback's the most athletic position on that field.
It is, because number one, you cannot touch the guy anymore.
Yeah, it's getting harder.
You have no idea where they're going, but they know where they're
Yeah.
going. You got to somehow match it and stay with them. Stay in phase is what all the smart guys say.
Exploded the ball. Think about the vertical leap necessary too, because some of these receivers are monster heights with big verticals. They got to be able to get in that air, boy.
Yeah, boy. And you need to have a little wiggle.
Who's the best cornerback in the league?
No clue.
I don't either.
That dude's trying to get
Josh
paid.
Gordon, I'll tell you that. Josh Norman.
That guy in Jacksonville's trying to get paid.
Yeah, what did he said? He said there was something said within the franchise. You think he's just trying to? He's going to be a Patriot.
You think so? Eagles are trying
God,
to
I pray not. I hope not. I really hope not.
I forgot about this guy, Patrick Peterson. Is he still relevant?
Yeah, I think he's still.
What about your guy, Xavier Rhodes? Is he getting it done?
Xavier Rhodes, yeah, he was just hurt last year. I mean, Xavier Rhodes is arguably the top 3 in the league for sure.
Whoever this guy is. Remember Aqib Talib?
Peters' big issue, though, not Peterson, but Peters was in the conversation for the Chiefs, but he was having a lot of mental breakdowns and emotional control issues, I guess we would call it. But he was nice.
Somehow that's on a sports site. Anyway, man, that's it. It's a wrap, I think. We got people coming in here. What else?
Yeah, it's about to get real in here. We're trying to get people better every day.
Trying to get these scrawny kids a little more brawny.
Trying to make them anti-frail.
We're going to be, what do we got to talk to these guys
about? A little less
today?
frail.
Probably greatest pro wrestler of all time. We'll save that for the gym tonight. I'll see if I can hit the camera.
This kid's not even know any of the best.
Boom! Shout out to Max Kellerman, who used to do that around the horn. Guys, peace, everybody.
Appreciate people checking us out.
Thanks for watching on Facebook. If you want to check the replay, it'll be on YouTube in a few days, iTunes in a few days, Google Play, Stitcher. That's about it, man. Peace. See you guys. Have a good day.